And Jenna, we're going to have to talk about Formula One.
Oh my God, you have no idea. Like when Kate told me, yes, when Kate told me, I'm like, finally.
I was like, how is it that the two people that I connected with at this conference, like both love Formula One and romance?
It's like we're kind of nerds about it. It's fine.
It's the new hotness. It is the next hockey where it comes to sports romance. I'm telling you.
Especially because like I'm reading these and I'm like, I could do so much better.
We're going to talk about that off mic. Okay. Mostly, I don't want to like talk shit about the other Formula One books. They're all doing something beautiful. They're all doing something great. I'm just doing things a little in a different way, and that's fine because there are readers there for everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't need an alpha hole formula fuckboy. Like,
amen.
Dreamy.
That's getting pulled for.
Yes, for the snippet. Well, I'm very excited for that book because that sounds absolutely delightful.
Right?
I like it. I like it.
We also have a guest on today. This is so exciting. It's our first guest. This is Crystal. Crystal Leigh is a tech worker by day and a writer of contemporary romances with social agendas by night. I love that. And weekends. She's on the board of the Romance Writers of the Rockies and is RWR's 2025 Volunteer of the Year. That's awesome.
Yay!
She's a member of the 2027 cohort of Stanford's Novel Writing Certificate Program, and she's currently querying, I'm sorry, poor thing, her sapphic feminist Formula One romance.
Yes.
Welcome, Crystal.
Hi. Thank you for having me, Kate and Jenna. I'm excited to be here.
That's like an epic of an intro. Like you just checked all the boxes of a badass. So.
Great hyping, Kate.
Yeah.
A sapphic Formula One romance.
Yes.
Because everyone needs that.
Yeah, you do. Because we need more female representation in Formula One, first of all.
Don't even get me started on that discussion.
Yes. So yeah, what's better than the first female driver and a TV presenter who happens to be her ex-girlfriend who broke her heart?
I'm reading that.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay, 2 F1 fans and 1 absolute novice.
We'll get you into it.
So in the vein of writing an F1 romance, we do have like a lot of episodes where we need to have you back on because we do need to talk more about hacks specific to writing romances, and maybe you will today. But
yes.
I need to know. First of all, I want to talk about the hacks that you see, or the ones that people tell you about that are like, oh, if you just do this, and like you'll just get right into it. You'll get super motivated. Who has those? What are those ones?
I hate the write every day.
No, thank you.
Like if you don't have a day job, great.
Right. If you don't have a family, wonderful.
Yeah. I have a day job and a husband and a dog and a chronic illness. No, I can't write every day. Sorry. No.
Not happening.
Nor do I believe that it makes you a better writer. I just don't think it does. And that, I know that's the big magic of it. I know she talks a lot about that in Big Magic, about how she needs the routine of getting up and writing every day to get into it. And that is propaganda I do not fall for.
Yes.
I love that. If that works with Gilbert.
If that works for her, great.
Yeah.
But you know what works for Lauren Groff, which is wild? She writes her first draft, erases it all, or like throws it in the trash.
Oh my gosh.
Writes her second draft from memory.
What?
Yes.
Whoa, I've never heard of that technique.
That is unhinged. And I mean, she's great. Like, but no one else should try that.
That is a completely... I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of writing sprints.
Mm-mm.
Anybody else? Does it work for you?
If I have a problem to solve, it needs to be like a very intentional reason why I'm doing it. It's not just a repetition situation.
Mm.
It's very focused on I need to figure out the flow from this like this part of the plot to the next one. Then that makes sense for me in my brain. Like otherwise I'm just like meh.
Yeah. I see it because I can get it. I just don't, it doesn't do a lot for me, but I'm somebody who like when I'm typing it out, I feel like every word needs to be perfect when I really just need to let it go and just throw up on the page. Like I just need to vomit it out first and
It's visceral, but yes.
not think so much because I'm too thinking.
I was never a fan of that until I started doing my Stanford course, and this is like my first semester in it. And for some of our writing exercises, she was like, free write, just set a timer for 15 minutes and free write. And I was like, I'm not going to like this. I'm not going to like this. It was kind of freeing to just be like, you know what? I'm just going to type and I don't care if it like makes sense and is coherent. And one of the prompts was, so this is for a different, this is for the project I'm working on for the course, which is my reverse Mamma Mia that I was talking to you about at WFWA. And one of the prompts was write a letter from your character to you that starts with, Dear author, here's what you don't know about me. Has to start exactly like that. And I was like, you know what? I know nothing about my love interest right now.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm going to do it. So I was like, here's what you don't know about me. Really, you don't know anything about me because you haven't bothered to put any thought into me yet.
Bitch.
Isn't that interesting? Let's put a pin in that and discuss it later. And then just like from that, I was like, put a pin in it. That sounds very corporate. So I guess I have a corporate background. And my voice is sounding very English in your head. So I guess I'm English. And I just free wrote like for 15 minutes to think, what was it? 250, either 250 or 600 words, one of those. This letter from my love interest. And I came up with this like background that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
That
I
is
was like,
incredible.
yeah. And I was like, I would have agonized over this. And like, what should he be? Why is he in Italy? Why is he doing this? Like, how does he feel about it? I would have agonized over them for like days, if not weeks.
Came pouring out of your fingers.
Pouring out of my fingers.
I think with stuff like that too, it's that you have to be committed to knowing that this is going to be a process and that this is going to take a while. And you need to be, and I don't think when we talk about writing hacks, I don't think we're necessarily talking about things that are going to save you time. These are things that are going to
Good point.
Take longer. This is going to make the process take longer, but it's going to make it better. It's going to make your writing better. It's not like you're not trying to cut corners. You're not trying to cut down on time. You are just literally trying to get as deep as you can. And like, it sounds like that type of hack gets you so much specificity in what you're writing that it would really help for that. And the way that you look at it too, I think is really special that you looked at it in that way, like saying like, all right, I need to take these cues and truly listen to what's happening here. That's super cool.
Yeah. And it sounds like that very like author wanky thing of like, my characters are speaking to me. But like, they do.
It's like the shit happens, okay? Like, we're all a little crazy. Like, we're not going to try to deny these happenings.
We have people in our head.
It's a little crowded up there.
Yeah.
I never really looked at it like that until I read some characters that I were like, I wasn't sure if it wasn't a real person. It was almost like I just did a post on social media about Ann Patchett because I think she is the best at this, but she writes things so specifically that I thought Tom Blake was about her. It was just the characters had so much specificity. It was insane. And so I think that the hack is you need to do stuff like that to discover those things. They don't just show up one day on the page.
Yeah.
But
No,
exactly. So, Kate, do we need to like just briefly talk about that audiobook of Tom Lake?
I think I got it all out there on that post. It was really, really emotional.
It was.
I was looking up, and Meryl Streep has been nominated at least twice for that Grammy for the audiobook Grammy. She lost both times. I think once to like Michelle Obama and once to like Jimmy Carter, who's won 4 times.
That doesn't count. If you read your own story,
Right.
It shouldn't count. It shouldn't count.
Agree.
If you are the author reading your own work, no, that's a different category.
Jenna, what do you got? What's your ultimate hack?
I think my ultimate writing hack to dig deep and write better. I jump around. Like if I'm like feeling in a rut, I just jump to something that I'm passionate about within the story. Either like rewriting something or working on a new scene. If I'm getting stuck and my writing is like, within where I'm at in this story, because I write very like linearly. Like I don't jump around unless I am just feeling like garbage about what I'm writing. So then I'll jump over to like the climax, or I'll jump over to like, how is this going to end? Because most of the time I don't figure out my endings until like they arrive. And if I write that new scene and it stands alone and it's nice, then I feel comfortable going back, solving the problem that I'm working on. Because for fun reference, I write romantasy. So it's very structured in the world building and like the rules that I'm setting and making sure like loopholes and like plot holes and all that don't happen. So that like I get like hyper fixated on plot holes. I'm like, there will be no holes. 0. It will be a goddamn dam of concrete. So, yes, I will jump around because that it goes against my nature of creativity. I think that's the point of all of the writing hacks, is that if it makes you uncomfortable in your own creativity, it's probably working.
I like that theory. I do something similar, and I'll like skip around as well, especially if like for some reason when I'm driving, I get like the best ideas.
Really?
Yes, I don't know why.
I'm the same.
So I've started doing like I'll open up like a note and I'll turn on the voice to text and just like talk it out, because typing while driving is not a great thing.
It's frowned upon in some states.
I'll like skip around like, oh, this snippet of dialogue came to me, or oh, like this scene came to me, and then write to that. But I also started doing because I have ADHD and I get bogged down in the details. So like I'm gonna set this like work I'm working on right now in Italy. I could spend days researching Italy and trying to like pinpoint exactly where in Italy it's gonna be, and just fall down a rabbit hole. And what I started allowing myself to do was just put like brackets, name here, brackets, look up this detail later, brackets, figure out the technical detail later, and just move on.
See, that would make me really uncomfortable, and I think it would actually work. Because I like to solve as I go. But that would probably help me just get it out. Just like.
And then that saves like the time that I'm sitting at the computer and I actually feel like writing and words are coming good, and the time that I'm sitting at the computer and like, no words today, brain bad. Okay, let me go look up real estate in Italy.
Let me try to find my next dream of when I semi-retire and I can move there.
Yeah, basically.
I like how you took that almost like niche part of my own personality of like, I love looking at real estate in other countries, and you just made it a very important part of your writing process.
It is.
Yeah, I feel like you need to find the fun in it because it starts to get not fun so fast.
Yes. And I don't think a lot of people realize how the not fun makes the fun just, you are elated when it occurs. And it's not that we like okay, we do kind of like punishing ourselves, but not in like a bad way, but more of we're seeking payoff in very grand manners. And without the garbage that we have to like trudge through, it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think each hack is like, what are you trying to accomplish with this? Or like, like, are you trying to get the most detailed, the most realistic view of your character in Italy? You need to do the research and make it fun for yourself if that's what you enjoy doing. For what I'm writing, I like to visualize it very like a movie playing in my head while I'm writing it. I also really like writing dialogue, and that's all I really like writing. So I spent, again, not a hack that's going to save you a lot of time, but completely transformed the manuscript, was that I wrote the entire thing as a screenplay. Downloaded screenplay software and wrote it.
Final draft.
Yes!
What?
Yep. I just wrote it as if I was writing a screenplay, and I didn't even think about it being a novel. I just was like, what if this was a movie? I would literally write cut to Kate, cut to Jake, and be like daytime interior, and just write, and like it made you focus on the dialogue way more and the character arcs than internalizations or descriptions that much, or like you are literally just focusing on like the beginning, the middle, the end of the scenes, whether the actions are in there, whether things are getting accomplished, whether the dialogue is real or not. And it made me write so much faster though, because I was like, oh, good dialogue, I can do that. That's like the best part. Internalizations, I hate them.
I think, did we bond over this at WFWA as well? Because I did the same. Like, I used to primarily do like screenplay format. And yeah, and then I switched to prose, and I was like, God, I have to like write their thoughts? Ew.
I love that stuff.
I didn't know how much thought you had to actually write too, until people were like,
so much thought.
In critique groups, they were like, I need more internalization. And I was like, I have to write a thought after every dialogue tag. Like, this is so many thoughts. You guys are just picking this up.
Like, I don't have that many thoughts.
I just say shit.
Yeah.
I have way too many say shit moments that should be inside thoughts.
And I feel like internalizations too, when you have so many of it, it's like, how much are we actually in real life thinking that much before we say anything? So for me, it just felt so unnatural to write all of this. And then I was like, okay, this might have been like a year sidetrack project that took me away from the actual manuscript. But I was like, maybe at the end of this, I have a screenplay. That probably very little. I'm not sending out my screenplay, but I was like, at least I have a product. I have something to show for it. But I feel like, and hopefully if you read the book, you maybe feel like it's a little bit cinematic. I hope that's what came across from that whole year.
I think you should pitch it to agents as a 2-for-1. Be like, I've got the book. I've already also got the screenplay for you.
When I finished like the first chapter, actually I think when I finished like all of part 1, I had my friends come over and they read it as a play. Like, we just all sat in a circle and did like a read through of it. And I got to hear everybody speak the dialogue out loud and stuff. And then I could get like instant feedback.
That's so
okay, first of all, that's
cool.
like so brave of you. And second of all, incredible friends for doing that.
They're all actors, but it was so fun to just like have a party. Like, we all had drinks and we just sat around and it was like a blast. I don't know. I had fun, but
I want to do this now.
Right?
Because what a great proofreading pass too. Because they're always like, read your book out loud to tell if you're missing words.
Yeah, and
like I don't want to do that.
More just like hearing a play.
Yeah.
Like, I would just like read the stage direction. Anyway, so I like that hack for that book specifically to serve this book.
So I really enjoy like painting the scene, like in like the words of like inserting your brain into the scene around you and like depicting it all. So what everyone's like, ew, ChatGPT, ew, AI. So I like literally I write it all out in like my nice like prose style of like what the scene is, and then I put it into Midjourney or like some AI platform and see if it actually like checks out. And sometimes it's like way off. I'm like, oh yeah, robots can't get it all right. But most of the time I'm like, yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe I'm going
Wait, do
for.
you have it like literally make a picture?
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
it may be frowned upon in some circles, but I really don't care because you have to feel the scene around you in like so many parts of the book in order for it like the scene is also like a character in my head. So,
Yeah, if you're world
Especially in
building.
romantasy.
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally get that. You're making your own world. What
Yeah.
the heck?
And you're not using that as like, this is going to be the book cover. Like, it's just a
Hell no.
tool. It's just a resource for you to help propel your writing. Like, I'm very conflicted on AI because I work in tech, so obviously I have to work with AI during the day. Yes, there's no ethical use of AI because it's stealing other people's work. I acknowledge that. And it's like destroying the environment. I acknowledge that. It's also not going away.
No.
And it's a tool that we have at our disposal it's supposed to make us all better. And if we're using it to say, hey, like create this world for like, I don't know, you can use it to have a talk with your characters. Like you could, I don't know, you could,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really explored those type of hacks as in what type of exercises you could use to like stimulate your own writing and your own thoughts with it.
So I use Enneagrams for my characters. And when I am stuck on how they would react to something, using like Claude or ChatGPT as almost like a, hey, how would an Enneagram 6 react to this type of like frustration point? I'm like, oh, well, that really wouldn't frustrate them because of X, Y, and Z. Because like I am not an Enneagram 6. Like I am a 1, and 1s are very different than 6s. So it's like a peek behind the curtain, like a little like character assessment, helping craft the bullet points of the characters I find really helpful. I use it a lot in like my regular job in like analyzing data and like planning things. So I'm very comfortable with it. So I kind of know when it's a tool versus a piece of creativity. I'm like, I can't use you to write my book, but I can use you to help me plan some organized thoughts.
Organization's a
Because
huge
I
part
will
of it. I think like a hack to there is something to say too about how it could help you organize yourself. Because I am not an outliner.
I have spreadsheets.
Not my hack.
I only am because I needed a Formula One season. And
Oh,
so I was
yes.
like, I need to make a season. Okay, what happens at you? That's the only book I've ever outlined.
If I use AI to quickly reference something that I could find in a book from the library or on Wikipedia, it's simply a means of transcribing other information in a faster way.
Yeah, I feel
If
very much the same way. And
I would love to get like an agent or like a publisher or someone's point of view on this. There are parts of it we can't control, which is really scary to think of like technology that we can't control. But you also can't control someone picking up another book and like blatantly copying from it.
I'm writing a Formula One romance. I've been watching Formula One for 20 years. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of every Formula One race and every Formula One track.
Yeah.
And so I came up with my own season. I looked at like the last 3 seasons and I was like, I want this race. I want this race. I need this race to happen here. But then I was like, okay, give me ideas for dramatic events that can happen at these races.
That's a helpful tool or a helpful
Yeah.
moment for AI to step in.
Yeah. And it brought up like 3 different suggestions. It repeated a lot of suggestions. A lot of them I was like, I don't want to write that. But it was useful for just kind of being like, okay, yeah. So for the races I don't know, this could be helpful here. This could be a good story here. And then here we go. I'll go a level deeper. I've never been in a 54G crash.
Yeah.
I don't know what that feels like.
No, and nor should you know what it feels like.
Yeah. I can't
If
just
someone
like
says you
call
haven't
up-
written
call
that
a Pinto.
accurately.
Yeah, I can't just like call a Pinto and be like, "Yo, what did your accident feel like?" You know?
Right. Or
Um,
like, what does it feel like to be burned alive? Who knows?
oh, gosh.
Sorry, I'm very dark sense of humor.
No, oh no, I mentioned Grosjean's crash multiple times in my book because it was wild.
I saw Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen drive in Indy at Road America the year after Grosjean crashed, when they
Oh
were
my
like
God.
both out of Haas. Yeah, it was great.
Tell me what it might feel like to be a Formula One driver in a rollover accident. Tell me what it might look like to the audience, to the spectators. Did I take those word for word descriptions and put them in my book? Absolutely not.
Yep.
Did it help me build up the experience of my character going through a crash? And did it
Yes.
help me dramatize that? Absolutely.
That is a perfect use case of why I think it shouldn't be not frowned upon, but it shouldn't be like this hidden, dirty little
Yeah.
secret that some
But
of us have.
It does. It feels like I'm going to get canceled for admitting that.
Yes. And
Yeah.
especially as like a new novelist, you're terrified of that, of like
Terrified.
having someone cancel you before you've even gotten started.
Yeah.
It's quick. And like, if these are things that you could Google and do a deep dive of research into, or you could have it in 3 seconds just tell you what it feels like to be in a crash, or like what scientifically happens in a crash, and all the things that are so helpful but that you could find out if you wanted to actually spend the hours of time. I'm so glad that none of our hacks today were like, I give myself 1 M&M and every time I hit 250 words.
I need a freaking pint of ice cream to hit 250 words. Are you kidding me? Like, some of these days lately, I'm like, I have nothing.
That was not
Nothing
enough
to give.
Yep. Absolutely. If I'm not feeling it too, like I don't know about you, and I think that this is when people were asking Taylor Swift this question, I thought it was so legitimate, but it was like, when you're not sad, were you worried that you're so happy you're not going to be able to create good music? Which we all know she's fine. I personally think I do better when I feel like I need to express something. And so if I'm not feeling particularly emotional about something, or like I'm not going through something, I feel like I'm not really honest in whatever I'm writing, or that it's not coming out in the most, truthful way.
I'm going to piggyback on that for just a second, because there needs to be big emotions for me.
Exactly.
Like not I don't need to be sad to write sad. If I'm really freaking sad, I can write anything. If I'm really freaking happy, I can write anything. I need to, if you think about an emotional sphere, it needs to be the outer loudness that needs to be present somewhere. I can't just be calm, cool, collected, have my shit together. I feel pretty okay. It needs to be large. And then the largeness like kind of busts out, just like, bursts a button or bursts a seam, and then all the creativity comes pouring out.
Exactly. Crystal, did you have something on that too?
I was just going to add my most productive writing day ever, which I think I got close to like 10K words, was inauguration day. Because I was writing the scene where a sexist recording is leaked about my character, my main character.
Fired up, man.
And I was like, oh, words are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that like gave me chills.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're not feeling that motivation of like, oh, I got to get something on the page, like then it's really hard to sit down and do it. And I think these are the things that might help you.
So are you telling me I have to like back off on the Zoloft?
You might
Maybe.
Do not stop taking the antidepressants. Maybe just go listen to some Bon Iver. Listen to Bon Iver. Get in the zone. Do what you have to do to get back to. I think that in acting, there's like this thing called emotional recall where you just try to get into a zone that you have been in before.
Ooh.
Not necessarily that you are in now. I think I do use that a lot to try to get back into there. And like music will help that. Yeah, you're just recalling.
I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah. You just try to bring yourself back to that point. As painful as that might be, but I'm curious if anybody else has ever tried that. So if you have, like, please leave a comment on this video. Also, what are your really unhinged hacks? We want to know. Please. We will try them. We will try anything at points, I think, to get the words on the page. So please let us know your very unhinged hacks that you use. Please don't let them be M&Ms as a treat and reward for yourself, but anything else we are willing to try.
And please share your thoughts on the write everyday advice, because I feel like there's two very distinct camps of like hell no versus it works for me. I would love to know what those people are like. Maybe they're like ridiculous optimists.
Tired.
Oh shit, yeah.
Independently wealthy.
Yeah.
Catherine Matthews, I know you're out there, and I know that you are going to comment on this. She's a 5 a.m. writing club every day. And what she produces is incredible. So it's working, Catherine. Please keep doing it.
Maybe when my kids stop waking up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Or interrupting every single thing that we do. So,
it's true. Crystal, you are welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for being here today and for bringing
such a joy
the F1 for Judith, Janet, for Judith. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much, Crystal, for being here today and bringing all the F1 stuff in for Jenna, because this is a hole that I could not fill for her.
It's okay. It's okay.
And for sharing your hacks. Again, please let us know what your hacks are, because I am now realizing there are way more out there than I even thought there were. So let's share some more. Let's do another episode of hacks, because I feel like we could keep talking about this forever. And
so many hacks.
Yeah. Thanks again for coming on. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes. End of our drinks.